And with you here. As you remember, last Saturday we decided to meet for a welcome change and break down some descriptive language. And we thought it was a really good idea. And actually, I got quite a few messages from you guys where you told me that you really enjoyed it. A lot, I would say. So I thought, why not make it some sort of weekly activity, if you will. Let it be some sort of live lesson from you, my contribution in such trying times. So today we're going to also discuss some descriptive language, but I'm going to put some twists each lesson. And this time I decided that since we're all teachers, colleagues or teachers to be, we want to make sure that the vocabulary that we pick up doesn't go to waste, but gets recycled, retrieved, learned, taught. Yeah, because my channel is about watching, learning, and teaching. So we're going to divide today's discussion into two parts. The first part is going to be about recycling and retrieval of the previous vocabulary from the first episode, on descriptive language. And the second part is going to be about learning some new descriptive language, namely actions. We're going to describe actions, all right? So I have prepared a lot for you, and even if you're watching the recording, let me know if you liked it, what you would like to add here, leave some example sentences, also share your ideas. Anyways, let's get started. So, let me tell you how it's going to work exactly. I'm now sharing the tweets. We're going to be using the tweets, which I believe I also kind of pioneered in teaching, because back in 2017, I started making videos where I described the idea of using tweets in the classroom, and I showed some of the examples, and then I started sharing them here on Instagram. So I decided that Twitter is a good way to revise the vocabulary. So that's what we're going to do now. Please let me know if you can hear and see me well. Say hi, and we can get started. So to get started, I'm sharing the first tweet with a gap. Also, I'm posting some of all of those phrases that we learned in the previous class for you to remember what to use. You look through the line, and you suggest your idea of what goes into that gap. You type it, and we'll discuss why it works or why it doesn't. So let me just try to add the message that I prepared. Okay. It looks like the message won't get into the message box for some reason. Maybe we'll do it that way then. Let's try to remember what kind of words we learned. We learned words fade, fuss, wedges, remember? We learned grimace, we learned crumple, right? We learned the word light up, and maybe some other ones that I probably overlooked, like contain, right? So these are the words we're going to be using right now. So let's get to it. I'm sharing my first tweet right here. What do you think works here? Take your time, don't rush. Look, so Scout is the name of the dog. Scout is due her dental check this week. In her favorite place, the vet where everyone over her and gives her endless treats. What verb that we learned in the previous class works here? Let me know. Share it in the comment section. I can just hint you a little bit. In this case, we're trying to say that the dog gets all the attention and love, and everyone takes care of the dog. Hello. So, what works here? The word which is about возиться, like take care of someone, like pay too much attention, so to speak. It's from the previous class. So, Alex, do you remember? Yes, it starts with an F. But what is the verb? Yes, exactly. The verb is to fuss. If you fuss over something or someone, it means you like pay a lot of attention to them, you're trying to make sure they sit comfortably, they're settled in. So that's how it works. Right, exactly. That's the verb fuss. Now, that brings us to the next one. How about this one? Her face up soon as daddy walks in. So, what do you think works here from the previous live lesson on descriptive language? Starts with an L for sure. Yeah, lights. Exactly. It's lights. Yes. If someone's face lights up, it means that they become pleased or happy, like that. Like, right? Remember, it was from the previous live lesson on descriptive language. Exactly. You can also say that someone's face glows. You can use it. But usually if it glows, you don't need to say up. The face glows, but it still carries the same meaning, okay? So her face lights up, yeah, as soon as daddy walks in. Now, that brings us to the next tweet. How about this one? One of my coworkers came up to me and asked why I don't try to put on a smile on my face. Here's why: I never do what? Look at this silly face. When he tries to do that, it looks silly. That's why he never smiles, just because he has to. So, any ideas? Glad to see some familiar faces. So, what do you think works here? Which means like I have to smile, but I don't want to. I don't really want to smile, but I have to. Type your suggestions in the comment section. Hello. I will help you a bit. It starts with an F too, this word. Here's why I never feign. Yeah, you could say that. You can feign an interest in something, right? You can feign some sort of emotions for sure. You can use it. I would say it's more formal than the word that you can use too, which starts with an F. I actually posted quite a few, Instagram stories with this word before. Put no, because it already says put a smile on someone's face. You see? So Flora, it doesn't work. And then again, you put on a smile in this case then. Yes, for sure, faking a smile, Anna, you're right. You can fake a smile too. But there is one more word, which is synonymous of the word make, in the meaning of zastavить. Think about that. Starts with an F. I can see Andrei joining in. Andrei, just contribute some of your ideas. So, force, exactly. It's the word force, right? You see? So if you force a smile, you have to smile, Or you smile because, again, it's not natural. It's not what you feel inside, as I said in the previous class, all right? So that's why it's force, exactly, to force a smile. Натянуть улыбку, we say in Russian, okay? Now, that brings us to the next tweet. Let's look at the next one. How about this philosophical one? Again, speaking of smiles. Life brings tears, smiles, and memories. The tears dry, the smiles, but the memories last forever. I would say it's the opposite of forcing. It's when you have a smile, but then it's like that. See, my face is now serious. Fade. Any other ideas? Fade. All right. Good. Dead. Dead smile. Well, by the way, you could say deaden. Deaden. You can add this en ending. And if you say deadens, usually something deadens like the sound, some kind of noise, But smiles probably can deaden, but it's like, too sad and pessimistic, I would say. Yeah, the answer is to fade. Okay, the smile fades. That's the word we learned in the previous live. If you haven't watched, make sure you do, because each time we go live on Descriptive Language, we're going to retrieve and recycle some of the previous vocab. That brings us to the next one. What do you think of this tweet? So, when my cat, his eyes out at me, I find it necessary to do it right back at him. Like that. Cats sometimes like doing that, right? So, when you're like bulging your eyes like that, even you can see it from here that I'm bulging my eyes right now. That's easy. Alex says, bugs. Good. By the way, any other ideas? We mentioned bulge. Of course, you could say that. You can also say that veins can bulge, yeah, on an arm or on a hand, right? For sure. But there's one more word which means to bulge or to bug. Think about that. So, pops. Yes, that's a good one. By the way, you can also use the word pop to mean that you pop something in your mouth. For example, you shake some pills into your hand and you pop the pills into your mouth, right? You can pop into a shop or buy, a shop. You can pop into the shower, right? Good. Yes, the answer is bugs. That's the word we learned, yeah? You can bug your eyes at someone or bug your eyes out at someone. So, shall we move on? Leave a thumbs up to let me know. By the way, the word I was also asking about is protrude. But I mentioned that it's some sort of a feature, of a physique, of a person's physique, so to speak. It's their physical feature, all right? All right, good. Let's move on. So that brings us to the next one. What do you think? Does anyone else, whilst drinking an espresso, like, an espresso is usually like, bitter, yeah? And you'll try it and you're like, and I hate it, by the way. My favorite coffee is latte, I love it a lot. So, what was the word which is like that, Nah, not slurping. Slurping is like, you can slurp noodles, you can slurp some liquid. Cringe could work, but cringe is like, like when you really feel a lot of disgust towards it, But it's just the first feeling you get when you try espresso. Pucker is like that, or like that. This is puckering. You usually pucker to show that you're not happy about something, or maybe you want to give a peck, or kiss someone. Grimace, exactly. Yeah, Andre is correct. It's to grimace, okay? Again, if you haven't watched the previous live stream with me in the green hoodie, you can find it on my profile or on VK. Please make sure to watch it. You'll be very much enlightened, okay, on these. Crumble, no. Crumbling is about like a cookie, bread, or economy, or something like that. So, that brings us to a few more. We learned a lot in the previous class. So, what about this one? Crispy, baked potato wet. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, and perfect for a casual or upscale meal. get the tips on how to get them right every time. So, what do we have here? Delicious, right. I hope you have had your meal, because I had, and I'm fine with that. Okay. Alex hints and says that it starts with a W. That's true, correct. And then Anna and Alex and Andre says wedges. Exactly, wedges. But while we're thinking of some other alternatives, if you have any, by the way, also think of some more collocates that I mentioned in the previous class, as well as posted in my stories with the word wedge. We can have potato wedges. What else? Okay? Let me know. So, yes, to drive a wedge between someone, yeah, to cause disagreement, to try to break someone up, right? That's a great one. Also, I will help while you're typing. A wedge can be this kind of wooden thing. It's like this big usually, that you put in between the door, yeah, the door frame, just to keep the door open a bit, like slightly ajar, I would say, okay? But as for the other collocates, we could also say lemon wedges, right? We could say wedge sandals, you see? So a lot of phrases could be used. Yes. Happy in the country are also correct. Now, that brings us, I think, to the last one in our revision activity, and then we'll discuss the new vocabulary. So the last one is this. Yes, shoes and prop the door with a wedge. Exactly, Anna. Correct. That's correct. So, let's look at the next tweet. This time next week, me and my partner, the girl, will have the keys to our new apartment. Really struggling to my excitement. Like, I want to say how happy I am, how excited I am, but I can't because I still don't have the keys. So, what is the verb? Those joining in, we are retrieving and recycling the vocabulary from the previous live lesson on descriptive language. Right, Anna. You are doing a great job too. Looks like you watched the recording, the live stream itself, yeah, and revised. Contain, exactly. Contain. Because imagine, if you're a container of emotions, you have to contain your emotions sometimes. By the way, can you think of a synonym for contain when it comes to describing emotions? So, any ideas? You can contain your emotions, yeah, but you can your emotions. Think about that. Hold back. That's a good one. Bottle up. Exactly. Yes, to bottle up. Or keep your emotions bottled up, you could say, right? Good. Well, it looks like we have succeeded in this very activity, which is called either retrieval, if it's the second time with you, yeah, like wrapping head around these phrases, or recycling, if you kind of knew them, but you just need some more practice to kind of use them again. All right? Let me know now in the comment section if you enjoyed it. All right? Lada, I'm really happy that you joined in. We are doing the tweets, the trivial activity. Actually, we are already done from the previous live on descriptive language. Now we're going to be doing the new descriptive language scenes. So please tune in. Alrighty though. So I think now we're ready to start. We're ready to start discussing the new vocabulary. I have prepared 11 snippets, okay? And those snippets are all about actions. We're going to discuss verbs that deal with actions generally. But I think there's going to be one or two snippets that deal with nouns, okay? Something really interesting, I think quite relevant when it comes to, living your life in the comfort of home, so to speak. So, let's continue. So, the first one will be about this. Let's start with something really exciting. So, these guys are listening to some music, and they are doing what? You know, look at it. We say танцуют под музыку. Of course, you could say dance to the music, but we want to say like двигаться, like, под ритм. And again, you could say move to the music, but think of some more advanced phrases or words or verbs you can use here that goes into this gap. They to the music. Your streams work magic. So the words just imprint into my memory. Great, Anna. Very good. That's the purpose of this one. Lada says groove. You know what, Lada? You hit the nail right on the head with this one, because this is what Netflix suggests. That's exactly the answer, to groove. If you look it up, you will see that dictionaries say that it's quite antiquated, like old-fashioned, but I would say that people use it, folks use it. But I would say that also you could say sway. But swaying is more about that, like, during the concerts, yeah? Or you could say to jam. Jam would be the most common one, okay? So jamming to the music, grooving to the music, or swaying to the beat or music, okay? Yay, yeah. Alex says groove sounds, yeah, exactly. By the way, speaking of the word jam, again, it's very much versatile in meaning. Can you think of any other collocates with the word jam? Because we know that jam obviously means some sort of варенье that you like, some sort of traffic, yeah? But it's kind of boring for us, C1 and C2 speakers, right? So think of some other meanings of jam, and if you're blanking, just let me know by typing in the comment section, I'll bite. Remember, we learned that one? And I will hint. Lada says, I love the cartoon The Emperor's New Groove, or something like that, the one with the llama. Oh, great. Yeah, and then Lada also suggests jam-packed. Exactly, a jam-packed event, yeah, or something like that, like full of activity, full of people, right? Full of action, generally. Yes, also, English is my jam, or it's my jam, I like it a lot. Yeah. By the way, do you know where it originally came from? Because it used to be used only with one thing. Now, you can use it with anything. You could say that such live streams are my jam, descriptive language is my jam, I like to jam to this song, it's my jam, yeah, or jamming to the song is my jam, you see? So you can play with it, so to speak. Any other collocates you can think of? Suggest your ideas. Yes, jam-packed schedule. Just had it in the speaking club. Exactly. That is not my jam, you see? Great. Yes, it used to mean something that you describe, like it used to mean music, that you love some sort of music, some sort of song, okay? Now you can use it about anything. Jammed is in paper got jammed in the photocopier. Exactly, Alex. Also, you could say that literally the door jammed. It won't unlock, yeah? It won't open, it won't budge. It's jammed, you could say. You could also say, for example, that if you watch some sort of a sci-fi movie, sci-fi, something that doesn't exist, hopefully, yeah? Someone can jam a knife in someone or in something, right? Like jamming, like that, jamming, right? Any other ideas with the word jam? How about that? I'm in a bit of a jam right now. Can you help me out? I'm in a bit of a jam. What does that mean? Any ideas? I'm in a bit of a jam. What does that mean? Yeah, thank you guys for participating. It means a lot because this is an interactive live class. Yeah, it's not just about me talking. It's about you suggesting ideas, right? Yes, a pickle, a fix. Great. A problem, some sort of a problem, right? I'm in a real jam, a difficult situation. And it has so many meanings, guys, this word. All right. So, again, the answer to this snippet is either groove, jam, or sway. Yeah, S-W-A-Y, sway to the beat. So that brings us to the next snippet. Now, let's talk about shopping a bit. This is what you girls love doing a lot. I'm sure some guys like doing that, but, I beg to differ. I don't like it. So when you are in a shop and you're looking casually through some sort of clothes, and everything, and you're hoping to find something that you like or that fits you or suits you, what are you doing? That's also part of the phrase that you say in a shop when a shop assistant tells you, "Can I help you?" What's the word? The verb, namely. So, in Russian we say просматривать, right? And there's a specific verb. You can also use this verb to talk about some books in the library or in a bookshop, where you casually look through the books or pages and you're just trying to find something that you like and that might just catch your eye. Now, look around could be used. You could say that I'm just looking around. For sure, it's used. But there's one more. Is sifting through clothes. Yeah, you could say that, but it's like that when you're that much into it, when it's really a jam, probably. Yeah, looking for something specific, for sure. But I hate shopping, so not sure. Yeah, that makes two of us. Look through again, as I said, it's the definition. Yes, the verb is to browse. To browse. This is fixed, okay? You can either say to a shop assistant, "I'm just looking around, I'm just looking." Or you could say, "I'm just browsing." So when you look through clothes like that, you browse, okay? Hence the word browser. That's why we say browser, okay? Because we use this app to look through some pages, yeah? To look things up, yeah? To surf, all right? If it was new for you, just let me know in the comment section. Flip through is a good one, but it's usually about a book, So not all of those synonyms work with every, colloquy, so to speak. So let's now continue. How about this scene? I'm now going to show you two snippets, but one verb unites them, so to speak, okay? The same verb. And as you can well imagine, it's not knock, because you cannot knock out the meat, okay? It sounds like meat is your boxing partner, okay? So, the girl on the door, like that. Not casually, knock, knock, yeah? But heavily. And also you do that when you are, as we say in Russian, отбивать, yeah? Мясо. So, I see some of the ideas. Any other ideas? I see pounding. I see hammer. Actually, that's the tool you use, the mallet. Yeah, meat mallet or hammer. Bang. Yeah, you can bang at the door, but you don't bang out the meat. You see? Tenderize is used about just making the meat kind of tender. Yeah, that's the word. But you don't tenderize the door. Okay? That would be weird if you ask me. Wraps, kinda, Igor, but thanks for the suggestion. That's a good one. Any other ideas until I tell you what works perfectly well here? So, just look. Here, the girl is quite, she is expecting someone, yeah? She wants to see someone and she's adamant about something, yeah? She doesn't casually knock on the door, right? All right. So the correct answer, the most precise word to use here, which collocates both with the first snippet and the second one, is to pound. You see? So, and I think it was Alex and Anne who got it right. To pound. If you pound the door, pound on the door, it means you knock heavily. If you pound out the meat or tenderize meat, yeah, that's what you see. All right? Right here. Rattle could be, but rattling is about some sort of noise or, for example, a snake that rattles. Okay? So, thank you so much for your suggestion, guys. And I'm really happy that you're suggesting so many ideas. That's what make the class going. Okay? Yes, pound out. Exactly. Exactly. So that brings us to the next scene. Again, leave your thumbs up or, hit the heart button to let me know if it was useful. That brings us to the next one. Look, now this man wants to drink. So the man, his hands to drink some water. How do we describe this action? We can also do it like that. Yeah, to give a shout out. Like, hey, you. Yeah, that's the same thing. So, the man, his hands, like that, or like that, to drink some water. Good, good. I already see some answers, some really good suggestions. So, when we make our hands like into this shape, right? Or into that shape, we really cup our hands. So you cup them because you kind of make some sort of a cup, yeah, for it to hold water that you want to consume. So all of you were correct. But sipping is the action itself when you drink bit by bit. But we need to first of all cup our hands, yeah, because you can't drink like that, yeah, you won't get much. All right, very good. That brings us to the next one. How about this? Look, that's what you girls love doing a lot, and those who have long hair. Her hair behind her ears. Think about that. This verb can also be used with t-shirts, with a child into bed. Also, when you take a picture and you want to make sure that your belly looks smooth enough and you do that, yeah, and it's like that. Okay, it's the same verb. Hooks, kinda, but I don't think it's the best option. All right. So, very nice. Yes, exactly. That's it. The verb is to tuck. You see? And that's what I like about descriptive language, is that when you watch a lot of this, and you can watch TV series with this feature on either Netflix, well, not for now, probably, yeah, but on Apple TV or on Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO, you'll see that such verbs are used in very many versatile meanings. Yeah, they create those collocates. So you hit the nail right on the head with this one. Love, Lada, Anna, Egad. All right. Great. So, as I mentioned, you can tuck your t-shirt. Yeah. You can have a tummy tuck. That's the job that you do, yeah, like just to get rid of the fat rolls or some spare tire, right? You can tuck a child into bed. You can tuck your hair behind your ears or whatever, right? And that's pretty much it, I think, with tuck, right? So again, let me know if it was useful for you. Let's now continue. That brings us to the next clip. In this case, the girl is so passionate about her looks that she always checks herself out, so to speak. But in this case, we're looking for the word прихорашиваться. And I actually shared this and most of these that I have been, showing you here in some of my stories. Okay? So what's the verb for прихорашиваться? Okay? Yeah, with children, I think they use a phrasal verb to tuck in. Right. Tuck in a child. Yeah, or tuck a child into bed. Yeah, exactly. So, the verb we're looking for can also be used to talk about birds. That's what birds do when they clean their feathers, and everything. It's one little verb that starts with p. Yeah, with the sound p or the letter p. Clean up. But she doesn't clean herself up. She's like looking at herself like that, yeah, like if everything is good, if everything is puff, nah. No. Think again. For those curious, insatiably curious followers of mine, if you have been watching my stories, I actually posted this one maybe 2 months ago or so. So, any ideas? And again, if you don't know, just let me know by typing into the comments, I'll bite, which means I give up, but I want to know. I'll bite. Yes, exactly. Happy in the country. To preen. You don't even have to say up. Okay? So the verb is to preen. Preen. To preen. Okay? That's a specific verb you use to talk about making sure that you look good. Not just looking at yourself in the mirror, you know? But just making sure that you look good, that you're like fancy and everything. Okay? Pamper? Nah, it doesn't work here, unfortunately. Yeah, so the answer is to preen. And when the bird cleans its feathers, it also preens. Okay? As for cats, they groom. Right? Nice. So that brings us to the next one. Now, for a welcome change, I'm going to share the story, the snippet with options. Okay? So you're going to have options, and let's try to break them down together. Like choose the best, the most precise one, so to speak, okay? So here we go. Think about it. So, as you can see, she gets off her bed to reply to the door, answer the door, or respond to the door, or any other ideas. What do you think? This is the brand new one, by the way. I've never posted it. So, what are your ideas? She gets off her bed to reply to the door, answer the door, or respond to the door. Some of you are saying answer. What makes you think so? How would you back it up? Why? Why not respond? You kind of respond to it. You respond to some sounds, for example. When you hear a sound, you respond to it. Kind of. Right? But why is it answer? How would you explain it to your students? And while you're thinking of that, also, let me... that's an interesting one. So, one of you says... respond to the door sounds freakishly cool. Yeah, it's as if a door asks something and you're like, yeah, sure, I can do it. You can be slightly ajar, yeah, if you want. How would you explain to your students why it's not why it is answer? Also, one of the good things that you mentioned here is that we mustn't use the preposition to. Correct. In this case, I would agree, but sometimes you can use to. You could say answer to, but in what cases? Let me know. Think of a colloquy or a sentence where answer to would work. Think about that. I already have an idea. Yes, it's like react, answer, And also, by the way, you see, you have those question marks, in this very task. And it says that it could also say get the door or open the door for sure. Okay? Igor says when answer is a noun. Yeah, but again, give me an example. Okay? Yes, Lada suggests when you report, like answer to the boss. Yes, exactly. Like who answers? I answer to my boss. You know? It's like, it means I'm a subordinate. Yeah? All right. An answer to something. But again, I'm asking about a verb. When you can actually use the verb answer plus to. You actually know that, I'm sure. I will help you a little bit. Okay? How do you say, for example, if I say Я не отзываюсь на имя Стас. Я отзываюсь на имя Стэн. How do you say it? Type it in English. Right, Lada. A report is a person too. Yeah, I didn't know that. This is a new one on me. Thank you so much. Lada, I'm really waiting for our live stream, so just let me know when you're ready exactly. We kind of penciled it in, right? But if you're ready earlier, just let me know. I'm sure guys would want to know how we keep our language, in this sort of good shape, if you will. I answer to Stan. All right. So I would say I answer to the name Stan, or the cat answers to that name if you talk about a cat. You see? So this is where you could say answer to. She answers to that name. She doesn't answer to this name. You see? So you were right about this very task. She gets off her bed to answer the door, because this is a collocation. You were supposed to say this is how it works. This is a fixed expression. Okay? But you could also say, I'm going to get the door. I'm going to get the door, right? So, good. It was new for you. Just let me know. Hit the like, leave a comment. So, that brings us to the next story. I call it a story, but it's a snippet. What about this? You're now going to watch a 24-second kind of compilation of different scenes, but with the same action. And you'll see those sentences with a gap. One verb fits each and every sentence. Okay? What verb is that? I have been posting this a lot. Okay? Even those very videos. I will help you a little bit. It's obviously about like that. Yeah, like as you can see, like двигать. Yeah, like that. But it's not lift and raise. No. It's not lift and raise. It's something else. But at the same time, in some of these cases, you could say raise, for sure. Raise your eyebrows, for example. So, what is this verb? I would say it's used, it's kind of semi-formal, okay? You can find it a lot in the books, but at the same time, it's used a lot when you have this feature on, this audio description feature on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and some other platforms. So, what's the verb? As you can see, the man here, his head, the guy, his eyebrows, the woman, her eyes, even the bird, its head, and the woman, her ear. Well, if you don't know them in your mother tongue, sometimes we don't think about them, yeah, but you still know how to say, like, to move, yeah? Right? You do know how to do that. We know that in Russian, yeah? We know these actions, So, sorry for my language. No, it's a good one. In this respect, the word is good, and it's actually the word cock, right? To cock your head, you see? So you cock your head, you cock your eyebrows like that, like you raise and lift them, yeah? And you even cock an ear, okay? If you cock an ear, it means прислушаться, наострить ухо. You see? We use it, we say it in Russian all the time. You might be a speaker of a different language, I guess, yeah? So, you could say twitch, but twitching is about like that, like you twitch. But it's different. It's about pain usually and stuff like that. So Lada was correct. The verb is cock. Okay? You can cock your head like that. When you do it like that, what? Yeah, you cock your head. You can cock your eyebrows, as I said before. Yeah, you can cock your ear like, wait, huh? You see? That's what it means. Again, let me know in the comment section or hit the like if it was new for you. That, yes, twitch is nervous, as I said. Yeah, pain or nervous. Yes, you could say that you're, like, for example, eyes twitching because you're nervous, right? So, that brings us to the next one. So, here we go. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I agree, but I've been posting it a lot, okay? How about this one now? You might think that it's the same as прихорашиваться, but in this case, you're just looking at yourself in the mirror, yeah? You're just kind of looking at yourself like, okay, yeah, you're trying to collect yourself in a way. So, I would say it's like it's the same as to look at yourself in the mirror, but think of some more alternatives that you might come across when reading or in watching this with the audio description on. So, it's pretty common. It's pretty common in a lot of movies and, a lot of TV series, especially if you like reading books, you'll see it a lot. Check out. Yes, it's one of those. Yes, Lada. Yes. She checks her reflection in the mirror. Face the mirror, it means when you look at it. You just literally look at the mirror. Not in the mirror, but you just glance. Okay, mirror. You see? So one of the answers is to check. Exactly. Because you're trying to check that, everything is okay. Yeah, and you're probably looking at yourself just to compose yourself. Right? So you check yourself in the mirror, and there's one more. I would say it's more of a formal one to use that you can use here. Any ideas? I see that Maria joined us. Also make sure to suggest your ideas. I'm sure you know a lot. So you can check your reflection in the mirror. You can look in the mirror, and one more. So, the other one could be to study. You can study yourself in the mirror. You see? Рассматривать. Не просто смотреть, а рассматривать. Study yourself in the mirror. So, 2 answers. Check, the one that Netflix suggests, and also to study. Study yourself in the mirror. Now, that brings us to the next one. This one is going to be a little bit complicated, I would say. But no, let's do the simple one first. I have it. I'm sure you will give me the right answer with this one. So, what do you think? I posted a similar, story recently, but with a baby monitor. The cordless phone wallows, sits, or perches on the counter. And when you give me an answer, make sure you explain why it's not wallows. Like what or who can wallow? What or who can perch? Okay? Yeah, Bahirai, can you explain why perches? How would you explain it to your students if you're a teacher? They will ask you wait, but sits? Again, it doesn't make sense, guys. How is it possible? How could it sit? It's literally lying, which is also okay to say. They do say it. They do say to lie. But when you use sit, it has a bit of a connotation, a bit of a shade in meaning to it. Yeah, Maria also says sits. Yes, good. That's what I'm asking about. Look, wallow in grief or wallow in mud. Exactly. When we describe what pigs love doing, we say that they love wallowing in mud. You see? That's what you say. You can even use it to talk about yourself. You can wallow in a bathtub. You see? To wallow in a bathtub. You settle yourself there, you ease yourself into the water, you enjoy it a lot. Yeah? You can wallow in grief. You can wallow in self-pity. Okay? So that's how you use it. I love this verb, yes. In your sadness, yes. Birds do that. With what? With the word perch, you mean, yeah? They also say after a breakup you need to wallow, yeah? Yeah, you're on the rebound, as they say. You're on the rebound. And then you can be on the pull, which means you're looking for romance. All right. Wallow is more about people or animals. Yeah, sure. I guess we use for things. Well, that's a good question if you're asking about the word perch. Let's talk about perch. Actually, not only a bird can perch on the tree. This is a specific verb for it. Yeah, perches on, but also a person. For example, in American schools and universities, it's par for the course. Yeah, it's commonplace for teachers to perch on the edge of the desk. You see, when they lecture, when they have a practical, they perch on the edge of the desk. All right? Опираться, сесть на краешек. Rebound sex is an active way to deal with a breakup. Right, I guess so. I mean, I haven't had a lot of breakups, hopefully, and luckily. Is a passive one. Okay, perch is when we sit on the edge of something. Exactly, Maria. Exactly. Spot on. Yeah, that's what I just said. You see, there's a bit of a delay. That's why I might be talking and then you're writing and it's like you repeat myself or I repeat yourself. So, now, let me explain why it sits. Why it's not lies. Again, as I said, you could say lie. Nothing is wrong with the word lie. But when you use the word sit, usually it is more of a semi-formal verb, so used formally for the most part. Found in books, in some narrations, descriptions, but also it means it's in a particular location. Something is in a particular location, and usually it remains unused or inactive, usually. Okay? So you could say, why is this cup sitting here? Why has it been sitting here for the whole, like, I don't know what, class? Yeah, just get it out of here, from here, take it away, something like that, you see? But again, sit can be used with anything that like literally lies. You could say that a car has been sitting in the garage, unused. You can even say that there are some puddles sitting outside, but it's kind of poetic, you know? You can talk about a house that sits or nestles in the mountains, for example. All right. So you can even talk about a rifle, yeah, the gun, sitting on the wall. Like what? Hanging works, but sitting also works. All right. I hope this information was kind of refreshing and new for you. So the answer is to sit or to lie. Now that brings us to a few more. We don't have many more left. Maybe like we're gonna talk for another 10 minutes or so. I'm going now to show you the difficult one. Why difficult? Because when you watch it, at first you'll think, of course, this answer. But it has a bit of a catch, as we say. Yeah, подвох. Look closely what exactly he uses to cover her. Yes, and while you're thinking, Lada says, a book has been sitting on the shelf. For sure, yeah. Right. So, he pulls a throw, a blanket, a comforter, or duvet, yeah, or a quilt. They're kind of the same, over her. Lada, why throw? Back it up. Maria, throw. What makes you think so? It might sound like a stupid question, but still, you need to back it up in a way. Blanket, okay. In a minute, I will explain. Just suggest more ideas and try to explain why. So, no, it's not about the size, but it's about something else. Okay, the content, I would say. The contents, in a way. Yes, a throw can be a noun for sure. I mean, all of these are nouns, and all of them mean some sort of adiyala in a way. Okay? Okay. So it's not for the bed. Blanket is what we sleep under, more of a nighttime thing. Yes, you're very much on the right track, Maria. I would agree with you. But there is something else to it. I even prepared some visuals for it, so you'll see for yourself. Okay? And it's a little bit kind of complicated, and maybe you might think it's something that is not very important to know, but if you think about that, you will even try to come up with some sort of a Russian equivalent for it, and you will understand the difference. Okay? It doesn't have any down in it or something. Those watching who have no idea, just write, I'll bite, or just send some sort of a smiley face so I can start explaining. Yeah, a blanket could be plaid. Yes, it could be plaid. Because to throw can be a verb. Yeah, it can be a verb. Yes, Lana, you're right. But in this case, it's a noun. Набрасывать. No, but look, it says above, he pulls over her, which means he covers her. Yeah, so we already have the verb. He pulls. You see it like right above. Yeah, he pulls, and then the definition: a large piece of cloth you put over a sofa. Yeah, over her. So we already have the verb. Okay, I will now share the answers. You'll see the all of those, okay, in pictures, and you'll understand, okay, and I'll comment a little bit. I think, again, since it's kind of complicated, but it's still good to know because there is a bit of a difference. Look. So a blanket, as one of you actually mentioned, can be плед, but it also can be some sort of a, одеяло, yeah, the one that we use when we go to sleep, yeah, something that keeps us warm, okay? It can be, for example, ватное одеяло или пуховое одеяло, you see? But a comforter or duvet or quilt in a way, but quilt is usually like a patchwork of things, kind of designed in this way. A comforter is usually something that is quite big and quite thick. You see? A comforter, as you can see on the left. So it's a blanket, but it's, I wouldn't say bigger, it's thicker. It's like for very cold winters. It's a comforter, okay, or duvet. A throw, I would say it's some sort of a покрывало. That's the difference. You see, плед, одеяло, покрывало. You now understand the difference, right? So a throw can be a noun, as you can see. All right? If it was new, or if anything was new, just let me know. Hit the like button, okay? And make sure to take a screenshot, because it matters. Because when we really want to make sure that we get what we want from our partners, we say a certain thing in Russian. Yeah? Дай-ка мне покрывало. Подай покрывало. Где мое покрывало? You see, we don't say дай мне пуховое одеяло if we don't need it. Now you understand why it's kinda important, yeah? Especially when you're C1 or C2. Yes, exactly. And it was mentioned, Lada, in the definition that a throw is more for a sofa, couch, yeah? Or a chair, armchair, yeah, to make it look more attractive, okay? Good. I see a lot of likes. I really very much enjoy it, okay? The fact that you participate. Yes, I will try to save it. Usually it gets saved, okay? But anyways, thanks for joining in, Bahirai. Now, that brings us to the last one, I think. I think I have one more. So, let me check how many I have left. Yes, I think that actually it was the last one, guys. You see? Yes. It was the last one. And time flew by so fast. I don't know about you, but I was like hoping for more. But actually, can you believe that? We discussed 11 snippets. We discussed at least 11 keywords and phrases you can use to describe some sort of different actions, plus this kind of noun, these nouns, yeah, that we have been talking about, yeah? So, anyways, I really like to think that you enjoyed it a lot, all right? Consider it some sort of a contribution on my part, this sort of a free live lesson for you to get inspired, to have a welcome change from things, to kind of understand that descriptive language plays an integral part in you being an advanced speaker of English, okay? Where you really, something that you really want to dig into and do a deep dive into, okay? I also like to think that we will continue doing that every once in a while, okay? Maybe once per week, maybe twice, I don't know. Sometimes I do things, I told you that in one of the live streams, I told you that I like to fly by the seat of my pants. I'm this kind of fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. I'm very spontaneous sometimes, and I like just to do things just because I think I want to do things. So you might see me very soon, okay? Apart from live talks with pros. Also, make sure to like, leave a comment. It matters so much, especially since most of you are vloggers. You understand how much it matters. A like, some sort of a comment, a word of encouragement. Next time we are meeting to talk about something very different, but we will still retrieve and recycle some of the previous vocabulary, at least from this very live stream. So if you have some sort of, time on your hands, you can leave some comments with some examples with these words, okay, as well. And it might help with the retention thing, okay? So I really enjoyed my time with you right now. Please have a good day, okay? And stay safe. I'll see you next time.